Hey everybody, concealed tactics. I've had some people ask me, what do I carry other than, or what have I carried, or what other knives do I own, other than the Spydercos that I show. I'd like to show you one of my older everyday carries. This one's a little bit special. Yeah, I know how to spin them and all that kind of stuff. Don't flip them around, do all the fancy stuff, because back when I got these done years ago, this is probably late 70s, early 80s. I'll give you a little history on this knife. These were $500. We had to order them in groups of 5. And this is made by Jody Samson. Jody Samson is a knife maker who did a lot of knives for movies and things back in the early 70s and 80s. I know he did some of the knives for Sylvester Stallone and stuff in I think that movie when he was a cop. This is actually a Balisong, and it is a Balisong, if this will focus. A Balisong before Benchmade bought them out. You can see this. Some people would consider a classic. This is stainless steel, skeletonized handle. It has the hollow ground blade. This baby is double-edged and razor sharp. The scarring on this finger is proof of that when I was learning how to swing this thing. But the main reason we discuss tactics a lot and stuff, so the main reason I bought this is well, obviously I've been in martial arts for years, but most people spin these now. They make them look pretty and do pretty things. I can spin them, but I don't do all the flipping around stuff because I primarily believe it is a weapon, not a toy. Nothing wrong with the guys spinning them. I think they do some awesome things and really cool. But with this particular one, I've had a lot of cheaper ones. And when you put on the stainless steel handle, when you make a mistake and this comes down on it, there's no doubt it's cutting through your finger. So if you mess up a little bit with this one, it's not good. Let me tell you a little bit about how Balisongs, other than spinning them, are used and why they were used. The reason is once you could strike with the handles. So imagine this nice half-pound piece of steel coming around and hitting you in the head. But then the beauty part about it is even if you hit somebody, then because of the locking system, your hand could still be open like this and come back up and cut. So you could strike and cut, and also it can be used as a weapon such as Uara or whatever they want to call them. You can use it for joint locks. Somebody grabs your wrist, you can use it to strike, whatever, plus strike a lot. The other thing I like about this one, which is different than a lot of makes, is a lot of people put the latch on the other side of the blade. I don't like that. As you can see, the blade is lined up with this handle, and the latch comes down and goes into my hand. So it's got a lot of security. It won't really slip out of my hand once it's in there very easily. Also, which is hard to do with one hand, when you have to drop down and you swing down from this way, the latch is out of the way. And it sets it up in a good position for this kind of grip, or for this grip, or this grip. Either way, the latch ends up with the handle I would swing a lot would be right in there, tucked in the groove. So tactic wise, you can use this knife and this style of knife for lots of different things other than just spinning around and looking pretty. Basically, I believe it's think of it as a weapon. So it's either a striking weapon used for joint locks, breaking, using these edges up against the bones. These are awesome little points. Obviously, you can hit, strike with either end. This is a nice heavy piece of steel, skeletalized stainless steel, beautifully made. Super sharp. But you know, some of the guys, I've put this up on the Balisong forums, and they're like, "Whoa, why is it so worn out?" I was like, "Well, because I carried it every day for 20 years or 10 years at that time." When I get a knife, I use it. I don't just let it sit in a drawer to make it look pretty. These were pretty expensive at the time. Like I said, we had to do special order. We had to get 5 guys together, $500 a crack, and that was back in the late 70s, early 80s. But you can use your knives, your flashlights, and other things for striking weapons, stuff like that. And like I said, remember, these handles were originally meant to strike. So, obviously come back this way, and you can come back and cut this way. But that's just one of my everyday carries. Somebody's asking if I carry anything other than Spydercos. This was one of my main everyday carries for many, many years. Beautiful, nicely made, and it will cut the beans out of you and mess up. Doesn't take much. This double edge will get you either way. I've had a lot of people, "Oh, let me see that," and all they do is one mistake, the knife drops down on their finger like this, and then this nice heavy handle comes whipping around and smashes their finger in between there. And what's really neat about the hollow ground blade, and it's so sharp, is the fact that you do that, it doesn't look like it even cut you. And then about 30 seconds later, all of a sudden, you'll be just dripping blood out of your finger. So it's pretty cool in that aspect, because it's like, oh, it didn't even hurt me. And then all of a sudden, they're going, oh, shit, my hand's on bleeding. So just a little update on this nice, beautiful Balisong. Show it to you again. Nice and close. A lot of work went into these. Beautiful. Yes, it is not perfect because I used it. I used it a lot. Every day. Beautiful hollow ground. Balisong before Benchmade Paramount. Well, even look at this knife is 30 years old. And look at where the pins go in there. You can't even see where the pins are. That's how nice this is made. This thing is still tight. Barely see those. Even after 30 years. And look at, there's barely any slop in this. After 30 years, I've never had to tighten these pins. The funny thing is, if you pick it up and you go to spin it the other way, this handle, from being spun with my right hand so much, is actually worn different than this handle. You wouldn't believe it. You could groove out steel with your hands, but I've spun this thing thousands of times and practiced with it in fighting techniques and different things like that. But thought I'd give you a look at one of my knives. This is a request. Somebody asked me for it. This was one of my main everyday carries before I went to the Spydercos. Alright, Concealed Tactics out. Thanks.